Hello and welcome to NTA Nationwide. I am Nolin Ebel-Ame with the news. We begin by telling you that President Muhammadu Buhari says his administration will use the remaining month of the tenure to consolidate on the achievements being recorded in many sectors as a result of the reforms of the government. The President spoke at the third ministerial performance retreat at the State House.
A direct result of our investment in the agricultural sector has experienced significant growth. The shortfall in food production and food importation bills have both been reduced significantly. But what we lacked was the ability of our security services to coordinate their activities and work together. The objective of the midterm retreat, among others, were to institutionalize the performance management system, PMS, to promote the culture of accountability and transparency in the public service, render progress report on the level of implementation of ministerial mandates.
On environmental issues, President Muhammadu Buhari expresses his sadness over the devastation caused by floods in Bayelsa State and extends the nation's condolences to the families of all those affected by this natural disaster. According to released reports by the state government, 700,000 persons have been displaced in about 300 communities and villages in 5 of the state's 8 local government areas that were submerged in water due to rains that caused the floods. President Buhari notes that buildings on water channels and disregard for early warning by the National Emergency Management Agency NEMA, as well as the changes to weather caused by climate change, are chiefly to blame for the floods that have so far hit 33 of the nation's 36 states, as well as the Federal Capital Territory. While the authorities in the state are taking steps to help people hit by the floods, the President directs that all federal agencies dealing with rescue and disaster management to offer all needed assistance to the state. The President also directs all concerned to work for the restoration of normalcy throughout the affected parts of the Federation. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the release of 12,000 metric tons of food items to cushion the effect of flood in the country. The food items are to be released from the National Strategic Reserve to the National Emergency Management for distribution. In the meantime, the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development says the number of deaths as a result of flood has risen to 600 as at last week. 132 million people displaced and 121,000 houses are either partially or totally destroyed. In other news, the First Lady of the Gambia, Fatoumata Barrow, is seeking the support of Nigeria to develop the economy of the Gambia towards creating more international access for the West African nation. She sought the support while appreciating the Nigerian Export Promotion Council and SMEDAN for organizing the ongoing Nigeria-Gambia MSME exhibition in the Banjul, which says will strengthen Gambia's trade capacity. Comfort Amodu reports.
Nigeria can produce what we need in the continent, and we are ready to learn from you.
Desirous to make the Gambian business environment competitive for improved domestic production and export performance, the First Lady of the Gambia, Fatoumata Barrow, is inviting Nigeria to aid Gambia in diversifying its economy and strengthening non-oil export. She emphasized that Nigeria is pivotal to positioning the Gambia for global market inclusion.
Bring in a Chamber of Commerce, Nigerian Chamber of Commerce, if we want this relationship to continue. That's the way forward.
Minister of Tourism and Culture of the Gambia, Hamad Ba, equally advocated the need for Nigeria to support the Gambia tourism sector.
What the Gambia wants is to partner with Nigeria, move us from low-income economy to a middle-income economy. You can do this in 10 years.
The Executive Director of Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Ezra Yakusak, assured the Gambia of Nigerians' readiness to work with the country and also build the capacity of MSMEs for exports.
One of the message I'm taking back home is the need for Nigerians to invest in Gambia, because I know by the time we start coming here, we are going to facilitate and encourage trade, and we are going to synergize our relationship as brothers and sisters.
Like other African countries, the Gambian government is strategizing to implement enhanced trade policies that will develop trade, generate revenues, and increase investment opportunities. From Banjul, Gambia, Comfort Amodu, NTA News.
Having signed deals worth more than $30 million between business organizations in Nigeria and Egypt in the just concluded Nigeria-Egypt Trade Conference, the federal government, in collaboration with the private sector, is set to take advantage of business opportunities around trade and services sector with a special interest in Egypt's blue economy. Benny Adams has the details.
The Suez Canal and its economic zones are together a body of wealth that puts food on the table of millions around the world. It allows the flow of revenue through and from Egypt. And Nigeria seeks to be a beneficiary by tapping into this enormous source of wealth.
And I think with the advent of the Pan-African payment system, e-commerce is going to be the in thing. Already, a lot of our young people, MSMEs in particular, rely on e-commerce. You know, you place your order for things and these things come in.
And for the business community, the canal is an economic leap to the full actualization of the African continental market, the AfCFTA.
The architecture is fine, the educational service is good, the medical service is okay, and all these things are packaged in the African continental free trade area.
With the advent of the Business Council, that Nigerian companies are looking forward to doing business in Egypt too. So I'm calling for the two countries through their ambassadors to encourage the business concern, and also that we can do credible business between each other.
The canal is an international economic zone that links the Red Sea with the Mediterranean. It comprises of economic and logistic zones, 6 major ports, industries, road networks, and airports. It offers zero customs duties on raw materials, up to 50% discount on maritime services to more than 100 million consumers. It also incorporates more than 1.6 billion consumers in addition to free trade agreements and free vocation training, among other incentives.
From the Suez Canal, Cairo, Egypt, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Thank you, Benny. And back home, stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress are increasing strategy ahead of the party's nationwide presidential campaign. Ibokwenu for Ashwaju and Shetima has inculcated the spirit of reconciling aggrieved party members, hence the coming on board of this think tank group for the task ahead.
They are the ones who will sit atop to converse with some aggrieved persons that are of distinguished personalities that would need those set of persons that they can respect to engage them. And that is because we don't want the Igbos to lose out. And looking at Nigeria the way it is, we know that our government, we also have done so well. We can name them. We talk of the Second Niger Bridge, 90% gone. The rice mill is our government. And we need a man of repute, a man of credibility to lead us ahead of where we are now.
The support group said it has since hit the ground running, galvanizing support for the APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Still on politics, the People's Democratic Party has dismissed the attempt by the All Progressives Congress to accuse the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar of playing ethnic and tribal politics. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunabak, in a statement says it is irresponsible that the APC will go to the extent of deliberately distorting, doctrine, misinterpreting and taking out of context the comments by the PDP presidential candidate at a stakeholders meeting in Kaduna State on Sunday in a bid to smear his image as a pan-Nigerian leader. For clarity and avoidance of doubt, the statement explains that Atiku Abubakar remains a pan-Nigerian leader, a symbol of national unity, cohesion and tolerance who is comfortable and loved in all parts of the country. The statement further emphasizes that he had never and will never set any part of the country against the other as being hyped by the APC. Similarly, National Working Committee of New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, has reversed the suspension of some zonal and state executives in the Southwest. National Chairman of the party, Professor Rufai Ahmed Al-Khali, assured members of the party in the Southwest that the issues on ground were already being addressed.
The National Working Committee has set up a Peace and Reconciliation Committee to immediately meet with all the aggrieved parties at Lagos very soon to listen to their grievances and amicably solve the differences. We promise to run an all-inclusive and issue-based campaign. We are not going to engage in abuses, and our supporters all over the country are under instruction not to engage in negative campaign or violence.
On the campaign activities of the party, the national chairman said the list of campaign council will soon be made public. Hingino in Lagos has the next set of reports on Nationwide. The floor is yours, Hingino.
Thank you, Nolene. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, asked students and lecturers to resume teaching and learning on Monday, 17th October 2022, after suspending its 8-month industrial action conditionally. Our correspondent was at the University of Lagos to monitor resumption. The premises of University of Lagos is gradually coming alive again after 8 months of near emptiness and crippled academic activities. A few students are seen on campus trying to settle down for the task ahead. Though teaching and learning have not resumed, students are happy that they are back.
I'm not doing anything at home and everywhere is boring. I know an idle man. If you are not doing something, you can. But I'm happy to be in school. I'm happy. The strike has ended. We are moving forward.
We don't want another strike again. We want the federal government and ASU to, come to an agreement and, end everything that has to do with, them being on strike and also they should just consider the students.
Oluwatayo Musa has a shop in the commercial area of the school, and suspension of the strike means a lot to her business.
We didn't have enough people to patronize us, as it were, because students are our main customers, and so because of that, a lot of people shut down, practically shut down. We are hopeful that when the students come in again, business will bounce back, but it might not be like we are expecting.
Though the school is not as lively as it used to be, it is expected that in the coming days, academic and social activities will return to normal. Addressing challenges in primary health care in Nigeria goes beyond providing physical structures, but ensuring efficient and adequate services through proper funding. Amaka Owo reports that experts are suggesting this and the adoption of health insurance scheme benefits in strengthening the primary health care system.
Lagos is a densely populated city, and recent data shows it has a growing population of over 20 million people. Despite efforts at the state level to meet the health needs of the people, statistics from the Health Facilities Monitoring and Accreditation Agency shows the state has over 256 public health centers and over 26 general hospitals. Experts suggest that more needs to be done, especially at the primary healthcare level.
Give more recognition to the community pharmacy practice, because that has been found to be the first port of call for most,
The need to fund primary care. We are in the private sector. We also need assistance that we could have within each community. Things like emergency care services that can keep somebody alive after an accident till they get a tertiary care.
Others suggest taking advantage of the benefits of the health insurance to help reduce cost implications of obtaining health care at that level.
If we have a very strong managed care or health insurance system that we start addressing from the base of the pyramid, which is the primary health care, before you move to secondary and the tertiary, I think we are in the right direction.
People take advantage of programs like health insurance. Lagos State has a health insurance program, LASHMA. There's the National Health Insurance Authority. So those opportunities are there for people to take.
The primary health care facilities cater for a larger population of the people. Need for proper management is key to lifting many out of poverty and strengthening health security. In Lagos, Amaka Owo, NTA News.
That's it from Lagos. The news continues with Salamatu in Kaduna after this timeout.
Welcome to Kaduna on Nationwide. Nigerian Television Authority Kaduna Network Center has convened a one-day consultative meeting with political parties in the state to discuss issues related to forthcoming general elections next year and the role expected of the station. Haruna Muhammad reports that the meeting ended with unanimous decision for participants to abide by laid-down procedures.
18 political parties were invited to a meeting with the management of the Nigerian Television Authority Kaduna Network Center, but only 8 attended. Those absent were People's Democratic Party, Labour Party, among others, while 6 out of 14 governorship candidates attended the meeting. They include Senator Suleiman Usman Hunkuyi of the New Nigerian People's Party, Yaki Democracy, PRP, Adamu Idris, FDP, Sanin Yahya, YPP, and Andrew Duya, APGA. Senator Obasani of the All Progressive Congress was represented, while ADP governorship candidate was also represented by his running mate. Overseer of the network center, Mrs. Ekaiti Akpan, said the gathering is part of the engagement by NTA Kaduna Network Center to reassure political parties and governorship candidates of its neutrality and unbiased reportage of political activities. She said NTA will adhere strictly with guidelines for political coverage enshrined in NTA Manual for Political Coverage, Electoral Act 2022 as amended, and NBC Code for Political Broadcast.
Therefore, this forum will also provide opportunity to share ideas, explore other areas of collaboration, as well as support meant to benefit the two parties.
Governorship candidates took turn to applaud NTA for maintaining professionalism and accuracy in their reportage. They also described the meeting as reassuring and confidence building among political parties in the state. Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
amidst growing public outcry against the proliferation and dubious operations of unregistered cooperative societies in Nigeria. The Public Complaints Commission has engaged relevant stakeholders in Kano to provide lasting solution. Our Salisu reports on the town hall meeting convened by the Commission, which also corresponded with the International Ombudsman Day, attended by participants from across Northwest Geopolitical Zone.
We make all the registration, everything there, we make it on them, we make all the necessary payment. We're very unfortunate. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. So they really cheat on us.
We spent a lot of money. At the end of the day, we will not get anything. Listen, this type of program has been running past 5 years. If I can start counting a lot of programs.
Ibrahim Yakasi and Garba Muhammad narrating how members of the associations were scammed by unregistered cooperative societies in Kano. They are among more than 5,000 people in Kano and other neighboring states in the northwest that have lost fortunes in terms of businesses and life sustenance properties to the dubious excesses of these fake cooperative societies. This gathering is aimed at ensuring proactive and systemic investigations into the activities of unregistered cooperative societies in order to provide lasting solutions.
So the regulatory agencies, that is the Federal Ministry of Commerce, the Cooperative Federation, that they should set up and be following due diligence in registering any cooperative society that come to them for registration.
With agency on the cooperative societies to step up their game, to be proactive in what they are doing, not just waiting for complaints to come to the office. Will there be a periodic review of what to see if these people are really into the activities?
Different stakeholders emphasize the need to embark on sensitization and enlightenment campaign to keep prospective targets of the scammers on high alert. In Kano, our Salisu, NTA News.
Our Salisu's report completes our package. From here, it's back to Nolin in Abuja.
Thank you very much, Salamatu. Now to court proceedings. The High Court of the Federal Capital Territory has reiterated its commitment to meeting the expectations of modern-day administration of justice and rule of law to dispense justice to all without fear or favor. Chief Judge of the Court, Justice Hussaini Yusuf Baba, says with the increase in population, additional divisions have been created to meet the increasing demands of accessing justice. As the court commences its 2022-2023 legal year, the FCT High Court is poised to address pre- and post-election disputes in the run-up to the 2023 general elections, and the Chief Judge says the bar and the bench will remain impartial, particularly when entertaining political matters.
That we are bound to face many challenges along the way. We envisage that the journey will be tedious and arduous, but we are determined to stay on course.
We now take you to Umuahia, where a police inspector, Samuel Ugur, attached to Abia State Assembly member Ginger Onwusibi, has been shot to death in the state capital, Umuahia. The deceased was said to be shot dead by his fellow policeman, Inspector Atule Benedict, who was also attached to the same assembly member. Eyewitness confirmed that there was altercation between the two policemen, during which Inspector Atule shot the deceased inspector. It was gathered that efforts by the other policemen in their team to disarm Inspector Atule failed, as he reportedly went berserk, threatening to kill more policemen. The police public relations officer in Umuahia, Jeffrey Obona, who confirmed the incident, described it as unfortunate. He noted that the policemen are from Special Protection Unit SPU Base 15, Anambra State, but attached to the Abia State Legislature. The PPRO added that the erring police officer is now being detained at the State Criminal Investigation Department, while the deceased has been deposited in the morgue as the police commence investigation. Personnel of the Nigerian Legion Corps of Commissioners, Benue State, have been urged to uphold the ethics of discipline and patriotism in their operations of complementing security. Coordinating Commandant General of the Corps, retired Brigadier General David Buba Shaljaba, gave the charge during a familiarization visit to the State Command in Makurdi. Elias Tiav reports.
The Nigerian Legion, an umbrella body of ex-military men which came into existence after the Second World War, has over the years continued to complement security agencies in safeguarding lives and property. In driving this noble objective, the Legion continues to adopt strategies to expand its numerical capacity, which informed the introduction of the Legion's Corps of Commissioners across the country, including Benue State. The visit of the coordinating Commandant General, retired Brigadier General David Buba Shaljaba, to the state is to interact with personnel of the State Command with a view to repositioning the Corps for optimal results.
They are trained as military men, they are trained in the barracks, and all the rudiments and techniques of gathering information, they are equipped with that. And what could be more? They will be more or less relied upon because of the way they are trained.
Commandant Nigerian Legion of Corps Commissioners, Benue State, Andrew Adoga said the visit is timely as it has provided the command the opportunity to interface with its national body on issues that will enhance their operations.
It is the considered opinion of our command to quickly retrain all those that have not been trained in order to equip our corps very well for competent performance when engaged by employers.
The familiarization visit of the coordinating Commandant General in the North Central will be rounded off with visits to Nasarawa and Plateau State commands. In Makurdi, Elias, NTA News.
Still on security, in order to keep fit and be combat ready against internal and external aggressions, the officers and soldiers of Weku Military Cantonment, Abakaliki, and other security agencies in Ebonyi State have embarked on a special exercise. Ijoma Peter Wante reports.
That was men of the Nkwegu Military Cantonment, Abakaliki, alongside security personnel from the Ebonyi State Police Command, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, the Nigerian Immigration Service, Federal Road Safety Corps, Nigerian Correctional Center, Legion, the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, among others, as they marched around Abakaliki, the capital city of Ebonyi State. The commander, Nkwegu Military Cantonment, Major Sunday Atomode, who led the personnel on the route march, explained that it is the initiative of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, geared towards ascertaining the physical fitness and mental alertness of personnel.
We look forward to more of this as we prepare more for exercise Golden Dawn. We will continue to do more of joint exercises, joint operations, and then we'll synergize all our activities throughout this period, ultimately leading up to the conduct of the 2023 general election.
This is the second annual physical exercise by the Nigerian Army. In Abakaliki, Ijoma Peter Wante, NTA News.
In other news, 5 months into the 2023 general elections, the National Human Rights Commission has engaged stakeholders on the need for Nigerians to exercise their franchise. Omenka Malachiku reports that this is coming as the Commission launches a project on mobilizing voters for election.
Citizens' participation in the electoral process is one of the major expressions of human rights.
And with the previous elections, particularly the 2011, 2015 and 2017 polls, recorded low turnout of voters, informed this gathering. To close the gap, the Commission is unveiling a new project aimed at mobilizing voters and promoting electoral rights in line with the best international practice.
The right to political participation is protected in Article 21 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, as well as Article 25 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. Also, in Article 13 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, they all provide that every individual has a right to participate in the affairs of government without any interference.
The project would also build partnership for the integration of human rights on the agenda of political parties and candidates as a means of boosting voters' confidence and participation. In Abuja, Omeka Marchuku, NTA News.
From Abuja, we take you to Gombe, where the people of Yamaltu Deba local government area of Gombe State thronged the government house, Gombe, to show their appreciation for the Muhammadu Buhari Industrial Park sited in their area. Emmanuel Akila reports that this is coming after Vice President Professor Emi Osinbajo flagged off commencement of businesses at the park.
In their hundreds, cutting across the 11 wards of Yamaltu Deba local government area, the people converged in Government House Gombe in appreciation of the Inu Yahya administration for siting the multi-billion naira Muhammadu Buhari Industrial Park at Dadinkowa.
About 17 billion of Gombe State's resources is being invested there, and we did so in order to attract other investors. Just yesterday we went to lay the foundation of an industry. Yes, the local community have to own it in a way that they safeguard it to ensure that whatever is fixed there is meant to continue in existence, so that it will benefit the younger ones and indeed those that are even yet unborn.
From the royal fathers to the political leaders, community leaders, and religious leaders, the list of speakers seemed endless, all talking of various projects executed in the local government area.
The multiplier effect of this project in Dadinkowa is beyond imagination. First and foremost, even the agriculture that we do, we should now work hard to add value to it by having little industries, even our SMEs, that will convert ordinary thing called maize into a flour.
The Muhammadu Buhari Industrial Park, sited on 1,000 hectares of land in Dadinkowa, they said, has been providing job openings to the youths since the project started, hoping for more opportunities as industries begin operations. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
Selfless service to one's nation may not come with cash reward, but special recognition that illuminates any priceless award. This may just be the best description for Professor Mary La, who just backed a national honor, Order of the Niger, OON, and chose to dedicate to God at a Thanksgiving service in Church of Christ in Nations, Utako. Omenka Marachiku reports.
Songs of praises herald the Thanksgiving service of Professor Mary La on her conferment as officer of the Order of the Niger by President Muhammadu Buhari in recognition of her contributions to development of nomadic education in Nigeria. Reverend Aaron, deputy of the Church of Christ in Nations, reminded Christians on the need to be faithful while carrying out their duties.
I will always encourage our people that the moment you step your feet into the place of worship, make sure that you are in connection with God.
May we raise other Nigerian politicians who will see each other as one. Do not look at tribe or religion, but look at yourselves as one people under one God and one country.
I want to thank God for putting it in the heart of the government to appreciate what I have done in my little way. So that has been very encouraging to me.
For the family and friends of the celebrant, Professor Merila, the honor done to her will spur her more for quality contributions to the growth of education in Nigeria.
It is a recognition of her hard work, it's a recognition of her humanitarian services, it's a recognition as an educationist. She was the pioneer of nomadic education in Nigeria.
And the efforts of similar patriots, I think it's a great thing to do, and we should clap for the government and anyone who initiated this process of recognition.
She's been a wonderful teacher over the years. She was a very, very humble, effective, and reliable First Lady in Plateau when Chief Solomon Lau was Governor of Plateau State.
Special prayers were offered to the celebrant for good health and more blessings ahead. In Abuja, Umeka Marsku, NTA News.
Let's join Abubakar in Maiduguri for an update from that zone. Good evening, Abubakar.
Always a pleasure to see you, Nolin, and thanks for joining us. Let's begin with issues concerning education from Maiduguri. 24 primary school teachers selected within Maiduguri Metropolitan and Jere Council areas have occupied magnificent and fully equipped teachers' quarters as a boost to enhance their welfare. Commissioner for Education, Engineer Abou Kilby, who handed over the houses to beneficiaries on behalf of Borno State Government, announced more plans by the Zulum administration to sustain the momentum of raising morale of teachers. Here are more details of the story. Binta Saidu is among the 24 beneficiaries of the housing allocation who says the adage that teachers' reward is in heaven appears to be changing now owing to the unprecedented support being extended to them by Governor Babagana Umara.
I am speechless because I'm too happy.
Inaugurated few months ago by President Muhammadu Buhari, the idea behind allocating brand new teachers' quarters by the Zulum administration is geared towards ensuring overall welfare of best performing primary school teachers, being the foundation of learning. Addressing the beneficiaries shortly after the allocation, Commissioner for Education, Engineer Abou Kilby, said government will continue to recognize the most committed teachers across all levels of learning in the state, saying similar quarters have been built in Banki and Mafa communities, and call on other people that are yet to benefit from such packages to consider the development as an opportunity to show greater determination in their services. Commissioner for Housing and Energy, Engineer Yuguda Salibungas, who spearheaded construction of the houses following Governor Zulum's directive, said the facility comprises 12 two-bedroom apartments as well as 12 one-bedroom apartments with all the basic amenities needed, and enjoined the teachers to imbibe maintenance culture, considering the huge amount of money injected in making the project a reality. Away from that now to tell you that ensuring adequate mobilization of human and material resources, capacity building and proper planning have been identified as best ways to ensure effective coverage of the 2023 general elections by the broadcast media. This came to the fore during the 15th meeting of Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BON, Zone B, comprising of the 6 states in the Northeast, held in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. Jasmine will now bring us more details.
The 15th BON Zone B meeting with the theme towards effective coverage of the 2023 general elections is intended to garner suggestions and pathways towards ensuring that the pre-elections, election and post-election eras play out devoid of rancor to enable smooth transition. The guest speaker, Professor Benjamin Gambo, identified media lapses bordering around media broadcast of campaign and elections to include partisanship, commercialization, shallow reportage, and sentimental treatment of opposition parties, among others. Chairman BON Zone B, who is also General Manager BRTV, Adamu Isa Abadam, said the meeting became pertinent, especially as campaign activities kickstart in earnest for the media to stand out to ensure peace and tranquility prevails. The Zonal Director, NTA Maiduguri, Ishaya Hanania Uba, and other speakers described the meeting as timely and expressed optimism that broadcasting organizations will play their part at the appointed time.
They should abide by the rule of the law. The code is clear by the NBT on the election and post-election process.
As part of quarterly meeting of Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria hosted in Maiduguri, the team embarked on facility tour to assess developmental projects executed by the governor that include University of Maiduguri, Wulari and Abangaranam healthcare centers, as well as the custom flyover, the largest in the northeast, and the Ministry of Home Affairs and Information. At the Theatre Command Operation Hadinkai, the team were received by Deputy Theatre Commander Major General Mohammed Sani Ahmed, where he noted the significant role the media has continued to play in the fight against insurgency, and assured that the command will continue to collaborate with the media to continue the good work. In Maiduguri, Jedwa Chesney, NTA News.
If you're just joining us, you're on to Nationwide on the largest television network in Africa, the NTA. Let us at this point take another commercial break, but Zerot in Jos will be back with more stories for us thereafter.
You're still watching Nationwide, and welcome to Just. General Officer Commanding 3 Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Ibrahim Ali, says the essence of training and retraining of teachers is to enhance their capacity and boost education in command secondary schools and other military-related schools across the 3 Division. He stated this at a workshop for teachers in Jos. Ekemeren Kaneng Ladoja has the details.
The children are our leaders of tomorrow. So when you train the trainees, they will be able to impart knowledge to the students, and the students will turn out to be better.
If the teachers are not well trained, they will not have enough to give to the students so that the students will come out productive.
The Commander 3 Division notes that the training has become necessary because teachers play significant roles in inculcating discipline and mentoring youngsters towards national development. He says, for peace and security to flourish, the young ones should be given sound education. While condemning drug abuse and involvement of youths in cultism and other social vices, Major General Ibrahim Ali asks the participants to monitor the activities of their students for a crime-free society.
It is important to note that knowledge is like a garden. Even though properly fertilized and cultivated, it cannot be invested in or grow good crops. As good teachers, which I believe you are, and will always be, you are like candles, need to consume yourself and fire to light the way for our children.
This workshop is aimed at capacity building to reawaken, to refresh, to shepherd the teaching skill of our teachers.
The training was attended by stakeholders from 5 states under the 3 Division. In Jos, Ekemeren Kaneng Ladoja, NTA News.
Relief came the way of farmers in Plateau State as they received solar-powered machines from Fadama 3 projects to enhance farming activities. Ijoma Ozemina reports.
The distribution of these solar-powered water pumps to farmers is meant to promote agriculture, especially dry season farming, and equally provide clean water for domestic use. The solar-powered irrigation pump uses sunlight as a power source drawn from the solar panel, after which it is converted into electricity to power the pump, which in turn distributes water to the farms. The advantage here is the elimination of petrol and diesel, where money and time are no longer wasted. Commissioner for Agriculture, Plateau State, Hosea Finangwen, says the state is confronted with high and increasing energy demand, hence the need to supply water and ensure sustainable agriculture.
We are hopeful that our farmers will have this particular facility to increase more job opportunities to our teeming populace.
Project Coordinator Fadama 3, Gideon Dandam, explains that the machines will support farmers to cultivate more lands within a specific period of time and thereby produce more yields.
Each community has been given a specific number of the solar pump
2 per group of the FC.
And I believe that at the end of the day, we will really make Plateau people very proud of this project.
This one will go a very long way in solving and then improving our own income and source.
The 68 solar-powered irrigation system provides reliable and affordable energy in Jos. Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Jos. Nationwide continues with Nolene in Abuja.
Very well, Zanret. From the look of things, the young generation is prepared to mitigate the existential global threat posed by climate change. This is evidenced in presentations at the 18th International Secondary Schools Model United Nations Conference in Abuja. The conference brought delegates, students from secondary schools under the Model United Nations to discuss climate change as the most urgent threat of our time.
We therefore insist to see this race with a kind of relay when the time comes to hand the baton over. Our young generations will be ready in knowledge, experience, and capacity to take over and run, even though there is no finish line.
As climate change intensifies over time, it is only when we become conscious in our everyday activities so as to mitigate climate change challenges.
Believes that the future of mankind depends on how people address climate change today. The Model United Nations is a popular activity for those interested in learning more about different sectors of life and UN operations. Please join our sports desk for updates.
Top of the group with 9 points following a 3-1 win over New Zealand. 10 players have been sent home from the Olympic Eagles 2023 AFCON training camp in Ibadan after they were found to have conflicting age on their passports and their FIFA transfer matching system. The decision saves Nigeria from automatic disqualification as the team prepares to face Tanzania in the first leg CAF Under-23 African Nations Cup qualifier, scheduled to hold between the 21st and the 23rd of this month. Meanwhile, Plateau United, Rivers United and Kwara United all failed to shine in their CAF engagements over the weekend, prompting reactions from football analysts.
It shows that we need to do a lot of work now. I just hope that the new president of Nigeria Football Federation, puts his thinking cap to ensure that he revives our league.
And the Association of Nigerian Women in Sports, NAWIS, has elected new executive members at the just ended elective congress in Lokoja, Kogi State.
We have come to the vote of allegiance of this great association.
They should have focus. We have our vision. We have our objective. They should not deviate.
Francis Udojo reports that the newly elected board will pilot the affairs of the association for the next 4 years. With sports updates, I am Chukunonso Mwabweze, NTA News.
The sports update there concludes Nationwide this day. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to join NTA in the fight against rape and rapists. I am Nolene Ebelame. Do have a lovely evening.